Welcome back to another Road to 50 update. My name is Jeanine. I'm your Midlife BFF, and this is my series on my road to 50, to my 50th birthday in January, where I am trying to reach my best physique yet. 5 months ago now, I started a deliberate build phase where I deliberately gained weight, you guys. Yes, I did it on purpose while I was strategically raising my calories and putting on lean muscle. That build phase concluded about a month ago, and it was very successful. I was able to put on quite a bit of lean muscle, but I also put on a little bit of body fat in the process as well. Now I am in my cut, and I am 3 weeks into my cut. So technically it's been a month because I did 1 week where I was doing a deload week, and then I officially started my cut 3 weeks ago. So it's been 4 weeks since I ended my build. In this episode, I will give you a couple of my little daily diary entries of weigh-ins and waist measurements. And then we have to talk. We have some thoughts because this week went a little sideways. So we're going to get into it. And I'm also going to share my photo results so far, what my thoughts are, what the plan is. So now let's get into the video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I am doing the Road to 50 series. Also upcoming is my Vlogmas, which is 25 days of vlogs all through December. You can see a little behind the scenes of what my life is actually like. I'm a full-time menopause women's weight loss coach. I coach women online to looking and feeling their best and thriving in midlife. And on this channel, I post tons of content on how to do just that. So if you are a midlife woman, you found your way to this video, hit that subscribe button. I think you will enjoy it here. Now let's get into the video. All right, let's see. It is Wednesday, November 19th. Let's kick off these weigh-ins for this week's episode. 123.9. I think that the last I left off on my last episode, it was 123.2. I did forget to weigh in this morning. So I've already had water. I've had an energy drink and a protein bar. So it's probably about the same. Let's do a waist measurement. I do feel like I'm getting tighter though. I just feel tighter all around. Let's see. That looks like, 26.25. We had a little movement on the waistline because I've been 26.5 now for a few days. Let's still call it 26.5. But we're getting there because I feel like it's tighter. I just feel tighter in this area. Again, I have fluid and stuff because I just drank and all the things. My flare-up is feeling a little bit better every day. Like this is feeling like this. I could still feel it, but it's less intense, which is good. So I feel pretty good, but so far so good. Macros, you guys, I've been hitting a little lower on protein. I want to change that. I've been getting like 120-ish grams of protein. I think I need to get it higher. I'd rather be like at 130. So I'm going to work on getting my protein up and getting better with my water intake. I feel like I've been falling a little bit short there. But yeah, I feel really good. We are in week 3. So Friday we'll complete week 3 of this. And I feel pretty good. I no longer feel that busted can of biscuits feeling that I had while I was building. Like it's crazy because I felt that way the entire 4 months that I was building. And it's a feeling because you're eating more. So you just feel bigger. You feel heavier because you have more food in you at all times. So it is a feeling. It's not reality, to be honest. But now that I'm eating less, I don't feel that feeling anymore. That feeling went away after 2 weeks. After the first week, but after 2 weeks of cutting, I felt all the way back to normal, like the way I felt before I ever started building. So it's it's cool because you'd think like, oh my gosh, it's going to take the entire 4 months to get that feeling away. But no, it goes away immediately, basically. As soon as you have less calories in you, you already feel better. You just feel better. You feel like normal again. So, yeah, to be honest, I always thought I wanted to be able to eat as many calories as I could, but I really don't. I really don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling at all. So I'm thinking that maintenance for me, I'm perfectly okay with eating 2,000 calories a day for maintenance, and sometimes less, sometimes a little more on the weekends. And like, I think that will be a happy place for me to land, and I'll be really, really happy with that. So for now, I'm just continuing on this cut, and I'm feeling really good and satisfied so far, to be honest. I eat about 1,800 calories, and I'm still having results, so I'll keep it there. But I think that I'll probably be dropping. Maybe I'll drop next week. It just depends, maybe to like 1,700. But yeah, I think I'll land somewhere around 1,600-ish at the lowest to get to where I want to go, because I still have quite a bit of body fat to lose. I know, like, scale wise, it doesn't seem like it's that far away, but for me, for my petite body, like if I'm 123 right now, I mean, I think I probably have a good 8 pounds of body fat still that I want to get rid of. I know that it seems crazy when people hear that, but you'd be surprised. There's a lot of body fat up in here still. I'm not showing any of my lines and cuts and things that I like to see. So I got a ways to go, but we're enjoying the process. This is easy. My body is responding again. This was so worth it because I was stuck in a perpetual vicious cycle, eating low calories, and my body wasn't changing. So now I'm eating more and my body's changing. Best thing I ever did. It's going to be another rainy, ugly day in Orange County today. I am 123.5 this morning. So we're kind of hovering. It is Thursday, November 20th. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's November 20th. This is nuts. I'm just trying to make myself presentable because it's a rainy day and it's not a workout day. So I don't have to leave the house today. I do have a bunch of client calls. So let's try to make myself presentable. No, my clients see the worst of me. I created this little chart on my, I'll see if I could I'll put it up on the screen right here, but just like pounds lost and my weight, like just something I could tick off just for, like, also each week I can tick it off. One week, another week down of the cut. So like I have it numbered 1 through 12. You'll see it on the screen. I don't know. There's something that's so satisfying about like checking things off. Then you also kind of see like, wow, that doesn't look like I have that far to go. When you see that. So, yeah. So I think each time I get into the next, so like right now I'm hovering in the 123. When I start hovering in the 122, then I check off another box. And yeah, I don't know. I did that this morning. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I think I've told some of my clients to do that because I know that's what helps them. But I've never thought of doing it myself. I'm going to have to share that on my group call, see if anyone else does that or would want to do that, because then that's kind of cool. It would be cool if I can incorporate that into my app. Some sort of something. I gotta think about how I could do that. Anyways, I mean my client coaching app. All right, you guys, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Friday, November 21st, and I am 124.6. So it popped up, unfortunately, but that's what it's going to do. All right. Waist is still the same. 20, just a line under 26 and a half. Ooh, I did already hydrate this morning. I just, I have to sleep in the morning and I don't weigh myself. So now I'm already hydrated and haven't gone to the bathroom. But that's where we're at. Hello, good morning. It is Saturday, November 22nd, and I weighed in at 123.7. So it's kind of bouncing up and down as it normally should. But I am trending down about a pound, I would say, a little over a pound. So November 14th, November 16th, I didn't clock the 15th. I was 124.6. Up and down all week. And then now 123.7. I went as low as 123.2, as high as 124.6. So, since the 16th. So that's where I'm at. Happy with that pace because that's what I want. I want about a pound a week because I need to make sure that I'm not losing muscle. So really happy. I'm going to take pictures where we really landed for the week. Oh, let me do my waist measurement. I haven't gone number 2 yet, though. I hate to do that before I go number 2. That's frustrating because I got things to do. Oh, it's like 26 and a quarter. I can tell my waist came in. No, that looks like 26 and a half. We'll still call it 26 and a half. But that tells me that it probably did come down because usually when I go number 2, it comes down. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Sunday, November 23rd. And I weighed 124.5 this morning, so it popped up a bit. I was expecting that because last night I had a burger and fry cheat meal, I guess you could say, at the counter. So once a week, I allow myself a little extra calories and have one cheat meal, so not a whole day. Probably went over maybe a couple hundred. Would have guessed that the meal was like 1,000 calories, so I think I had 800 left for dinner, and I probably ate 1,000. So it was at night, and so I'm probably for sure holding a little more. Definitely right away, man, I felt bloated from the deep fried fries. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I feel good. I feel overall, I'm feeling tighter. I'm feeling good. I'm still feeling strong. So I'm totally happy with this pace of loss. Like I said, we're aiming for like a net 1 pound loss per week. And that's how things are going right now. I'm not suffering. This isn't difficult. I did bump up my steps the last couple of days. I've been hitting 10,000, not intentionally, just been a little more active. My goal right now is around 9,000, but I would say I averaged probably 9,000 for the week because there was a rainy day in there that I only got 3,000. So yeah, we're looking good. Steps are trending up a little bit. Calories are still the same. And I probably had a couple of days where I came in lower, like maybe 1,700, but it all balances out because I had a little bit higher yesterday. And yeah, just trucking right along on this cut. All right, you guys, it is now Tuesday the 25th. This episode's actually supposed to go up today. We'll see if it does. But let's do a waist measurement. And then we're going to go have a little chit chat at my desk about things. But I'm just trying to get ready for the day here. I'm 124.5. Now, I will say that was after drinking and eating. Just because I forgot to weigh in and I don't know. But, I mean, I would say I'm probably hovering in the 123s without that in me. And my waist, let's see. That's right here. 26 and a quarter. It is a pretty solid 26 and a quarter. I can definitely tell. Let me see if you guys can see. Let me put this down a little bit. But these jeans fit different. It's the first time I've put them on in a while. And these are pretty snug usually, especially like around my waistline. But they fit good. They fit good, but they fit tight around the booty a little bit. So, you know, I think that we're keeping our weight in the right places and losing it in the right places. So, I will say, because at this weight, I feel my body feels different than it did on the way up at this weight, if that makes sense. But I do want to, we're going to talk today about the mental struggles of this process, because it's very important for me to share that with you guys, because you need to know what to expect, give you a little insight into what it's like for me as a coach, coaching through this stuff. And it's very important, very important. So we're going to chat about that today. I'll take you into the kitchen and we're going to chat about some calorie deficit staples. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in a bit. I gotta get myself put together. All right, now that you've seen some of my diary entries, I have some thoughts. But before we get into the thoughts, I want to go into the actual stats. So last I left you guys, I was 123.2. And now this morning I was 124.5. I've been 124.5 for a couple of days. My waist is measuring at 26 and a quarter, which is good. But if you look at the trend of my weights for this week, they kind of trended up a pound, I would say. I hit all of my macros. I did well there. I hit my steps. I had good workouts. I did all of my workouts. So everything went according to plan. The scale was a little finicky with me. Now, I'm going to get into how common that is and what's really happening there. But yeah, I would be lying to you if I didn't say it still feels a little frustrating, because I am human after all. And you come off of this high of the first couple of weeks just being a steady decline, and then it's like you hit like this big fat cement wall. So we're definitely going to get into that, because that is what I coach all the time with my clients. This is literally the exact process I coach them through. So I know what to expect, and I know what I deal with my clients. So, but it's still the same when it affects you directly, right? Anyway, so that's where my weight is. My waist is trending down, which is good. Let's take a look at the pictures. I'm going to put the photos up on the screen. So let's take it back to the first photo. Obviously, this was at the end of my build. I can see the inflammation. I can see me holding water. It was pretty insane. After the first week, you see that come down quite a bit. And then in the second week, you see, a huge change. So, coming off the high of that, seeing that huge change in the third picture from the left, then it's like when things come to a screeching Halt, I will say halt because it feels like a halt. It's not actually a halt. Things are definitely changing. So then we have the picture that was in last week's episode where I definitely see still some tightening coming in, the waist coming in. My thighs actually got smaller, which actually makes my waist appear a little bit wider, but it was actually smaller by almost half an inch. But that is all just perspective and portions. Now let's take a look at the most recent photo. So this is the most recent photo, and I'm definitely leaning out in this photo as well. If you take a look just right under my bra strap, you can see that my stomach is leaning out in there. There's a little more definition in the waistline. My waist came in a little bit. I'm tighter in the anterior delts, which is like the front of your shoulders. So everything is looking good. But between those two pictures, there is, I actually gained on the scale. So, again, this is where kind of pictures tell a different story. Now, if you're looking at those pictures not as a coach and not as someone with a trained eye, you probably would think they look exactly the same. But there is some notable changes that I feel good about. So yeah, it was another successful week. Not necessarily a successful week on paper, but a successful week nonetheless. Now, I will say that my weight holding might have a little bit to do with some inflammation that I'm dealing with due to my autoimmune flare, which I'm happy to report is now every day gets a little bit better. I'm definitely feeling a lot better today than I did even a few days ago. So that is on the mend. So, we'll see what the scale does. But I want to get into this now in a more talk to you specifically about what's happening. So in the first couple of weeks, when you see the big change, that really is water, glycogen, inflammation. I was eating 2,600 calories every single day. Over 200 grams of carbs. That's a lot of water retention. So a lot of that weight that I was gaining on the scale wasn't actual body fat, which is a good thing because I was trying to minimize my body fat gain. So I got up to 130.2 pounds, which was like a 10-pound gain from when I started the build. But I did not gain actually 10 pounds. Most of that was lean muscle. A few pounds, probably 2 to 3 pounds was body fat, and the rest was inflammation and water. And that couple pounds of inflammation and water is what came off first. So you see the scale do that sharp decline. When you bring calorie intake back down, now you've got less calories in your body, less carbs, less water retention. That's going to reflect pretty quickly on the scale. So that first 2 weeks, yeah, you're experiencing some fat loss because now you're in a deficit, but it's minimal. The biggest change is coming from the water and all of that. So this is what happens a lot of times, all the time. When someone starts a program where they're suddenly eating less, they get super excited because they get the quick wins, the results right away on the scale. And then they get really discouraged. Come week 3, usually, it's like the week 3 slump, or week 4 in my case. Kind of week 3, it slowed down. Week 4, it halted. It appeared to halt because that water loss that you experience is now being replaced with fat loss. But now you're going to see the scale go way down, right? It's not going to be a linear process. Now it's going to bounce up and down the entire way to my goal, just like it did when I was doing the build phase. It dropped up and down all the way through my build as well. But this is the pace that I will keep for the rest of this process, because I've set my calorie deficit to lose approximately 1 pound of body fat per week. Now, although I am losing the 1 pound of body fat, it's not always going to reflect on the scale, because the scale is measuring more than just body fat. You're going to have days that you had more sodium, days that you had more carbs. You're going to be holding water. Your digestion is off. Maybe sometimes I weigh myself after I've already had some fluid, some hydration. Sometimes I've gone to the bathroom. Sometimes I haven't. It is just data. It is definitely going to be slower, and it is not always going to reflect the loss. What you need to do is just stay the course, trust the process, and stay consistent. The problem is, emotionally, it's taxing because suddenly you feel like what you're doing is not working. A lot of times what this leads to is you looking for the shiny new toy, looking for a process that's going to get you that feeling you had again in the first 2 weeks. You're going to be tempted to cut calories. You're going to be tempted to add in cardio. You're going to be tempted to do a cleanse, take water pills, do all these crazy things. Do not do any of that. Do exactly what you're doing and stay the course and trust the process. This will pass. This feeling will pass. And then, as you begin to stack those consistent weeks together, and you always look at your current progress pictures and you compare it back to your first progress picture, or as you go along the process, you look back 4 weeks and you look to see if you see changes. And then obviously take a waist measurement. You'll see progress there, see how your clothes fits. All of the other feedback other than the scale for me shows me that I'm having progress. My waist measurement's coming down. My clothes is fitting better. I even feel different when I shave my legs in the shower. So the only thing that's not supporting that is the scale, and that is totally normal. The problem with that is, again, this is when a lot of times people will quit, they lose motivation, they loosen the reins, they loosen up their consistency because they now have doubts. So that's where I'm doing this series, to tell you guys what this process is really like, so that you know when, because you will hit this part in your journey, how you need to navigate it. And that is by doing exactly the same thing. Continue what you're doing, trust the process, stay the course. So specifically how I stay locked in is, remember, my goal is not the lowest weight. My goal is a body fat percentage. Because the other thing, because I did this build, is even though like my weight right now is 124 pounds, it's not the same 124 pounds that I was on my way up, because I've put on lean muscle. So you have to kind of disassociate yourself with these weights, because now they mean something different because you've completely changed your body composition. So if you're going through a cut right now, and after some initial success, you are seeing a stall on the scale, please hear me. Nothing is wrong. If you're following your program, you did not mess up and you're not failing. This is just how the body works. Stay consistent. Don't change the plan. The results are happening underneath the surface, and week over week, we're going to reveal them. This is the unsexy part of this journey, but it's also the part that makes you mentally strong. It's also the part that will make the reward at the end of this finish line so much sweeter. And I'm telling you right now, if you ride this out, you're going to see that physical payoff. Now, I will say, it does help if you have a coach. This is literally what I do every single week with my clients. I talk them through this process. I make sure they're on the right track. And in some cases, maybe there is an adjustment that needs to be done to their program. But that is where my expertise come into play. It is hard to do this alone. I would be lying to you if I told you it wasn't, because it's these moments that you question everything, that it's nice to have the reassurance from a coach that, hey, you're right on track, you're doing everything you need to be doing, keep going. Or if your coach notices something that might need to be shifted. So if you are watching this video and you want to embark on a process like this, check into my coaching programs. I have a one-on-one coaching program. You can apply for that. You complete an intake. You schedule a call. The call is with my daughter. And no matter when you are watching this video, no matter what time of year it is, even if I don't, like right now I have a Black Friday special for coaching if you schedule your call in the month of November. Obviously, you might be seeing this video and it's even a different year. I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this video and you book the call, you tell my daughter that Coach Jay sent you from this video and she will honor a discount for you. So I love what I do. I love coaching people through this process. I have been doing this for 10 years and I would love to work with you. So if you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comments, or check out the link down in the description and apply for coaching, and I would love to work with you. All right, now that I've rambled enough, we're gonna go down to the kitchen and I'm gonna show you some of my deficit staples to help me hit my protein, to keep my calories low, and to stay on track during this process. And then we'll wrap up this episode. let's hope next episode I have a little bit better news, but we'll see, you never know. So now that I'm in a calorie deficit, I feel like the most important thing is that I get my protein in and convenience. I've just been really busy lately also, so I haven't been having as much time to really put a lot of thought into my meals, which is why I haven't even been sharing as many meals on here. But what's most important right now is because I'm just have this headspace on, I just want to get this calorie deficit done. I don't want to veer off course at all. I got to get my protein in, non-negotiable. So there's certain things that I just have on hand that have really made the process easier. And I wanted to share some of my staples. For one, like I said, I've been really busy lately, and I know a lot of you guys are busy too. That's why a lot of people struggle with staying consistent. So I've been getting already the single serve pre-portioned out yogurts that are just easier. I'll literally throw some fruit on the top, throw nut butter or whatever my macros allow for, and eat it right out of the container. So again, my goal has been to get in a lot of protein, so I really have to be mindful with less calories. Trying to hit that same protein number can be a little tricky. So everything has to be high protein. So I've been loving these lately. They're the ratios, 25 grams of protein. Or if I have just a plain Greek, sorry, my dogs are eating. I just want to make sure they didn't get in each other's food. If I have just a plain Greek yogurt, I will put in a scoop of clear protein from One Up Nutrition, which is also one of my, a clear protein is only 80 calories, 80 or 90, and 20 grams of protein. So excellent way to get in your protein. I basically have one scoop of this every single day. So whether I add it to yogurt or have it separately, this just tastes good over ice. Usually when I get home from my workout, on a workout day, I will have a coconut water clear protein over ice. It's just super refreshing and delicious. So that is a staple. I couldn't do it without clear protein. So first two staples, we got the yogurt, we got the clear protein. The next thing, it might seem strange, but if it wasn't for these, I'd be struggling as well. Hard-boiled eggs from Costco, because they're cheap at Costco. Listen, I don't have time to boil eggs and peel and do all of that stuff. That's wonderful if you do. I do not. So I get these, and if I'm low on protein, I will literally just eat a pack of this for an easy 10 grams. It's literally like, I don't know how many calories, very little calories. It's the best bang for your buck. So 4 hard-boiled egg whites is 20 grams of protein and 67 calories or something like that. So if I need a quick 40 grams of protein, I will have 4 hard-boiled egg whites and clear protein. And that's literally 150 calories and 40 grams of protein. It's insane. So these are a must. I would be struggling if I didn't have these. I just crack some flaky salt over the top, or I'll use the everything but the elote seasoning from Trader Joe's to give it a little bit of flavor, and I enjoy them, to be honest. Sometimes I'll eat the yolk if I'm having it with a piece of sourdough toast. I'll thinly slice it and I'll eat the yolk also. I'm not a huge fan of the yolk, but another staple, it's been a staple in my life for I don't know how long, but whatever. A protein bar that you love. For me, it's Bear Bells. I have one every single morning. It's just delicious, has 20 grams of protein, and it's a great light little way to start off my morning. And make sure that it's something that you love. For me, it's chocolate dough from Bear Bells. These are my favorite. I think I've been having one of these every single day, probably 2 years now, if not longer. And I'm still not sponsored by them. So there's that. Next up, again, I was talking to you about how I am busy, so I'm looking for really convenient things. I love these. They're 100-calorie quick oatmeal. So it's quick, you don't even need a measuring cup because the bag serves as a measuring cup. And I love that they're only 100 calories because it gives me room to add things into it. I can add a scoop of protein powder if I need protein. I can add nut butter, I can add granola, fruit, bananas, blueberries. I like mine with frozen blueberries, and I haven't been adding anything other than that because I will have it with eggs on the side. So when I have this meal, I usually will have oatmeal with blueberries, maybe a tablespoon of almond butter, and then I will have a couple of fried eggs or egg whites or hard-boiled eggs for that matter. But super convenient, easy. I don't have to pull out the pot and the stove and do all of that. And only 100 calories, you cannot beat it. Plus it's got a good amount of fiber in here. I think there's 4 grams of fiber, which is excellent. This has been a shocking turn of events for me because I have never been one to drink my calories, But I just find that if I can knock out a good amount of protein, then it just makes the rest of my day less stressful. This is all I have right now with me, the Premier Protein in Vanilla. This is not actually my favorite one. It's decent, but it's not my absolute favorite. The ones I love that I'm out of right now are the Nuri, N-U-R-R-I from Costco. They are so delicious. Check your Costco to see if they have them. I'm out, so I just picked these up from Target. But 160 calories, 30 grams of protein, and they've really just been helping me because like I said, my protein is a non-negotiable. So anyways, whatever ones you like, Fairlife has some Premier Protein, the Nuris, but having a good grab and go protein option is just excellent. It's gonna really help. This is a calorie deficit staple because it's 100 calories. You get a huge bowl. And when you don't have a lot of calories to work with, but you want a snack and something that's gonna actually feel like you ate something, it's actually very satiating. There's nothing like having a big bowl of popcorn, watching a movie with zero guilt, and able to still hit your calories easily. So this, the Smart Pop by Orville Redenbacher, I think the other one, the Jolly Time Healthy Pop, this is another one I get. These are actually super cheap, 10 for less than $5 at Stater Brothers. So I've been getting these lately, but this is a staple. Now, let's be real. I've been having a bowl of popcorn whether I'm in a calorie deficit or not for over a year as well. But in a calorie deficit, it's excellent. Usually I like to have it with a little piece of chocolate, just a real piece of chocolate. If I have enough calories for it, that's usually how I'll end my day, with a piece of chocolate and a bowl of popcorn. And lastly, Chomps. This is an excellent way. These are so easy to eat. It's just nice to have something easy to eat. If you feel like you want a little snack, but my rule of thumb is if you want a snack, it has to have protein in it, unless you have already hit your protein goal for the day. That's why the only time I have a snack that doesn't really have protein is when I have my popcorn at night with a little piece of chocolate. And I can only have that if I have hit my protein for the day. So Chomps is easy to eat. And 100 calories, I think it's 100 calories, right? Yeah, 100 calories, 10 grams of protein. So it passes that protein test. So 10 grams of protein, you add the 0. If it has 100 calories or less, it passes the protein test. So this is excellent. Now, take it a step further. If you have a little more room for calories, some sharp cheddar cheese cut into little squares and then you cut your Chomps up into little pieces, and you put a piece of Chomps on each small square of cheese and drizzle it with hot honey. That is a delicious, savory protein snack because you're gonna get protein from the cheese and you're gonna get protein from your Chomps, and it's very satisfying and satiating. So give that a try and let me know what you guys think. That's one of my favorite little snacky poos. All right, you guys, that's it. These are some of my staples. If you're going into a calorie deficit, make your list, stock up on some staples. Set yourself up for success. Stock yourself up with staples that are pre-made, pre-measured, ready to go so that you're not stuck having to guess or figure things out. Make your life easier, work smarter, not harder. That is the way I do things. And you know what? My whole mindset on this is I'm in a calorie deficit for a short time. I'm gonna get in and get out. I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna give it my 100% to the best of my ability. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and then I'm out of it. I can reverse back out. I'm at higher calories, and now I'm looking and feeling my best. So the idea is that you set yourself up for success so that you can stay consistent, so that you can get the hell out of it. Too many people spend too much time dieting. That is what gets you into trouble. That is why you end up with a slow metabolism. Too long in low calories and your body's gonna adapt, and then eventually those low calories will not even be a deficit for you anymore. So that's my spiel. I'm sticking to it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of my Road to 50. That is now 3 weeks, officially 3 weeks down in my cut, 9 to go. Let's see what next week holds. I'll see you guys on the next one.